Okay, guys, welcome back. Jim here, part two of the Grimsmo Norseman overview. And I didn't really think that it would take so much time for me to talk about it, but I just realized that there is so much to talk about because of the controversy that really is surrounding this knife. And I myself had become part of it, not getting it, not understanding what other people saw in it. And I'll be honest with you, it took a lot of people telling me how much they love theirs, and two particular knife makers that I have a tremendous amount of respect for, and one that I'm fortunate enough to have a nice relationship with, and we chat all the time and text and this and that. And he says, you know what? These are great guys. It's a great product. It may not be for everybody, but you owe it to yourself to at least, put one in your hand and take a look before you judge them. And I figured that those were words of wisdom. So that's what I did. When I saw a buddy of mine selling this, I jumped on it. And I really wasn't in a buying mode. I just went, you know what? I think it's time. I think it's time that I get a chance to really see what this is all about. And I got to tell you, I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. I don't really have an ego when it comes to any of this shit. Again, I'm still not crazy about the lines in the blade. That was always one of my biggest things, and the blade shape. But the quality of this knife does speak for itself. The quality of this knife versus the amount of money being charged speaks volumes. But it's really going to be one of those situations of beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There are guys out there that will tell you that this is one of the sweetest, most beautiful knives I've ever seen. I don't get that. I don't see it. I think it's a nice design, especially when it's closed. I like the handle design. I like the shape, the ergonomics. Feels nice. It's a little slimmer than I typically buy. But then again, I do have some slim knives. And again, to do the side-by-side comparison in the slim department, it's even slimmer than my damn Shirogorov. But it's not going to be much of a difference from any of my Brian Ties. They're very, very, very slim knives. So while I typically don't buy knives that slim, yes, I do own some. I'm very happy with them. Just don't carry them as often as some of my larger ones. But that gives you something that's very easy to carry. The fit and finish, I got to tell you guys, he's got his shit together. He really does. This is a perfectly functioning knife. I didn't, and not that I didn't want it to be, but I wanted to be able to say, aha, I knew it about something. And I got to tell you, I'm not seeing it. There is no blade play in that. There's no play in that pivot whatsoever. None. It just doesn't move. It's rock solid. And it's one of those things when I first picked it up and I first fired it and I did this, I went, oh, I bet that pivot's loose as shit. Hell no, it's not. It's in there, man. So as I mentioned before, it's really hard to give a side-by-side comparison between this knife and anybody else's mid-techs or customs, because this really is, in my opinion, a new category. It really is, because, I mean, you really think about it. There are not many guys out there that are doing 100% machine-made. And it's not really a production knife. You are getting custom-level quality. You are getting your 455, 550. You're getting your money's worth. You're getting hand-fitting. You're getting obvious quality. But you are not getting a hand-ground blade on a handmade knife. So how do you categorize that? Because it's really not a production knife. It's not really a mid-tech because nothing is being farmed out. While it is being machine-made, it's being machine-made in the maker's shop. So doesn't really fit that definition of mid-tech. And it's not a full custom either. So it's somewhere, I don't even want to say it's a gray area. I honestly think it's a different classification. And it obviously takes a great degree of skill to be able to do what he's doing. Now, that being said, the rumor that I heard was that John has built himself a grinder and will at some point, and I don't know if it's going to be a regularly offered thing or he's just going to do a couple, I have no idea. But from what I've heard, he's going to be doing some hand ground blades. Now that, I want to get my hands on one of those very, very much want to get my hands on one of those, because then you could put it head to head with this. Now that's pretty damn awesome, considering that that's less money on the primary pricing and far less money on the secondary market. If this had that blade in there, didn't have this shape, and it was hand ground and didn't have those steps, I gotta be honest with you, it would take it from being I like this knife to I love this knife. Because that's all I can really say about it that's negative. Yeah, I'm not crazy about the anodizing that was chosen to be done here. And the more I look at it, the more I think it was done on purpose. I don't think it was due to inexperience or any quality control issues. I think that they wanted to create these contrasts. And that's cool. That's probably what the customer ordered. Or Eric and John went, hey, I think this would look cool. And then that's what they sold. So I really can't knock it on that because I don't know. I love the lock bar stabilizer. I love the lock bar cutout. It shows some creativity. It shows that he's not just making a cookie cutter knife. And you know what? As much as I don't get the shape of the blade, it also shows creativity. It shows that he doesn't care about convention. He's making what he wants to make for his own reasons. Very, very big dip here in the spine. Very high recurve. And what I'm assuming is to be a tanto comes out in an arch there. I've just never seen anything like it. So while I don't get it, and I don't particularly like that particular shape, I mean, even today I reached out and used it, and it worked friggin' great. It was a good shape. I mean, if it works, it works. Who gives a shit? The ridges didn't slow down any of the cutting. So I just have to, say it's an aesthetical choice. I'm just not crazy about how that looks. To me, and because I just want to be honest, because this is what I've said in the past. Not really publicly, but I don't mind saying it here. I don't have any shame. When I first saw the Norsemans, when they were first coming out around, I guess it was 2012, somebody had bought one, and he goes, oh, this is a picture of a knife I got coming in. What do you think? And I said, is the knife finished, or is that a work in progress picture? He goes, what do you mean? That's the finished knife. I said, oh, well, it kind of looks like the guy machine ground the blade and then just dropped it on his bench and walked away. I said, where's the finishing? Where's cleaning up the grind lines to make it look good? He's like, oh, that's not what the dude does. He actually does everything on CNC. And that kind of blew my mind. I wasn't expecting to hear that because I did not know about the Grimsmo brothers at that time. So I went, that's interesting. And each one that I've seen come down the pike, my issue was the shape of the blade and those grind lines. So it's always kept me away. I gotta tell you, it's a nice design. I'm not sure why the choil was added up here, because there really isn't a dedicated place for your thumb. And you can't keep your thumb caught back here because it's an awkward position for your hand. So to choke up on it, I don't know, maybe I just have a short thumb. Maybe somebody with a long thumb is going to put their thumb up here. I don't know. Again, that just doesn't work for me. But ergonomics on a standard handhold, they feel great. It's nice and slim. It's easy to carry. It's easy to hold in the hand. Ridiculously lightweight. I mean, ridiculously lightweight. I've owned carbon fiber knives that were not this lightweight. Good choice in steel. The bearings that he's making are fantastic. The little touches, the custom pivot, the way that he's chosen to finish all of the titanium and the stonewash that's in the blade, matching the standoffs. Let's see, I think I see some stuff etched into the frames. No? Now I can't see this through my viewfinder, but I know I'll be able to see this on my screen later, so whatever that says in there, there you go. Just clean work. I do have a newfound respect for John and Eric and the work that they're doing. Like I said, though, the day that they come out with a full, true hand ground blade, I want to be one of the first people that can get their hands on it. If he's going to be doing that and offering one next month at the Blade Show, I will elbow people to get to the front of the table to get a look at it. And I think that that's all it's really lacking. But it's not lacking because he's not trying to make a knife like everybody else. He really is carving his own path. And you know what? That's fucking great. It's nice to see people that aren't afraid to just try and do something different. Let me show you the stuff that comes with the knife. This was the linen pouch that I was given. I'm assuming this is what the knife originally came in. There was a Grimsmo sticker. And then 2 business cards. One was just a business card. And there is the website right there if you want to visit them or give them a quick email. And on the back, let's see, the Norseman. Be sure to check out our video series, Knife Making Tuesdays, only on YouTube. Well, there you go. I'll have to check that out. And then this is the other business card that comes in there that shows you your number, the blade steel, and what was done to it as far as the handles go. And it's born on date and signed both by John and by Eric. So very, very cool. It's nice little touches like that that make you want to come back and buy more. They took the time, they sat down, even just hand signing shit. I've done that. I've had watches that I've designed, that I've done special editions, and we did 200 or 500 pieces, and I just sit down and sign all the cards. Well, I love doing it because there was a reason for doing it, but holy shit, did my hand hurt. It took time out of the day. It was one of those things that I wanted to do because it gave a personal touch, and when I was done, I'm like, holy shit, that was a longer process than I expected it to be. So it's nice to see little things like that. Now, somebody had mentioned earlier today on Instagram, they're like, oh, it's kind of surprising to see you buy a Norseman, and I kind of, looks like we're seeing a 180-degree turn here. No, it's not really a 180-degree turn. I'm not sitting here saying that these are the greatest knife makers on the planet with the greatest knife in the world, and everybody should trample their mother's bodies on the ground to get to the phone to go order one. What I'm saying is this, it surprised me. It is a lot better than I expected that it ever could be. Is it the perfect knife for me? No, but everybody's tastes vary, and that's what's so great about this hobby. There are guys that are going to look at my Strife and go, holy shit, that's the ugliest thing I ever saw, and look at the Shirogorov and go, that's the perfect knife. And that's why there are so many different styles and types of knives available. There are some guys that are looking at this video going, oh, this dude's got his damn flippers. I don't like them damn flippers. Flipper knife, don't get the damn flipper knife. I like to use my thumb, open up the damn knife. I like to open my knife with 2 hands. Dude, do whatever you want. That's what's so great about this hobby. There's something out there for absolutely everybody. And while this may not be the end-all, be-all for me, that's not exactly a bad thing. I'm somebody that's very particular, and I try to be, open about the things that I prefer in my knives. And damn it, if he didn't nail all the important things for me. You guys have watched enough of my videos to know. I will nail your ass on a cheap pocket clip. I will nail your ass on making a flipper that doesn't flip. I'll nail you on a sticky lock. I'll nail you on not putting in quality parts into a premium price knife. And holy shit, he did it all. I mean, he nailed every important thing to me. Every important thing. Quality steel, insanely sharp, stupid sharp razor edge, quality ergonomics, the details like the custom pivot, the over travel, the hidden hardware clip, 3D sculpted clip. I'm sold. I'm sold. So I do look forward greatly to see what happens in the future, what kind of cool new things are going to be coming out, because if he was so daring with his first model to be this much different than everybody else's knives, what the hell is he going to do in 5 years, in 10 years? What new innovations might he come up with that nobody's ever done before? I'm sure he's already got a few up his sleeve. And the thing is, he has the machining background to make that shit happen. If he decides to go up with some crazy new pivot lock system and this twists around this and wraps around that and you press this and it does that, he can execute that himself without having to go outside of his shop. So that gives him a great degree of freedom in his creativity. And that's friggin' awesome. So That's it, guys. That's it in a nutshell. I really don't even know how to recap it. It's a great knife. Is it, fantastic, amazing, the greatest thing in the world? No. Is it something I would spend $800 plus on? No. Is it hitting all the points that I need a knife to hit at any price range? Yeah. Does it deliver more than the money that you're spending? In my opinion, yes, it is. Because I have paid more money and didn't get all of the same quality level of details that I'm seeing here in this knife. Is it going to perform to most any task you could think of with its blade profile? It may be ugly to me, but it's going to work. So there's that. So I'm not exactly having to eat crow here, but I am happy to admit that I leapt to conclusions that I probably shouldn't have without at least holding the knife first. And you know what? That teaches me a damn valuable lesson for the future. So there you have it, guys. The Grimsmo Norseman, John and Eric Grimsmo, the Grimsmo brothers. I'm impressed. I'm surprisingly impressed. Good on you guys. So thank you everybody for watching. As always, I value all of my subscribers. You guys are really, really kick-ass. Thank you for being so active. All the great comments that I see you guys bantering back and forth with every day. I don't always get the chance to reply to all of them. I do my best, but you guys are really, really active, and I'm very thankful for that. All right, guys, I'm out of here for now. I do have some more video work to get done, and I'm still prepping for the live knives show next week. Yep, we're going to do it again, and holy hell did I get some really cool stuff in that you're going to enjoy. You're going to get prototypes. You're going to get first ofs from a few makers. Yeah, there's going to be some really cool stuff. Some really big name makers, and I'm going to do my best to shine the spotlight, as I love to do, on some relatively unknown makers. So please do tune in. It'll be on May 16th, 2014, 9 p.m. Eastern. Keep an eye on my YouTube channel, because we're thinking of doing something a bit different where we can get better quality video out there to you. So keep an eye. I'm going to make an announcement a few days before the show. So definitely come back to my channel and check that out. And with that, I'm out of here, guys. Good night.